doing well on this fine evening. We are here for CRL Tier 1 for round 7 of the Belgium GP here in Spa. So I'm joined here tonight with Bakke Yogurt.
Yes, hello.
Yo, Joachim, is everything alright, mate?
Yeah.
Good. So we're about to enter this full qualifying session. For some reason, even though I've been commentating for a long time here, I always forget it's full qualifying. Maybe time goes quick in this league, I don't know, but about 21 drivers. Oh yeah, Joachim's here too, so I was wondering what was happening. But I think we've got some newcomers here tonight, so I'm going to introduce you to them. And Cameron Dowds is in the Haas, so welcome Cameron. And another one is Charlie Condom in the Williams, so welcome Charlie. And another one is Dave in the Red Bull, so welcome Dave as well. So let's hope these new drivers can give us some good action here tonight. And I presume they'll be replacing. So let's see who Dave's replacing. He's in the Red Bull. He's replacing Inemo. I don't know if Inemo is here tonight. Is he in a different car? I don't think he is. No, he's not here. So whatever's happened to Inemo, hopefully he's alright, and hopefully we'll see him back soon. Hopefully he hasn't left either. So Charlie Condom in the Williams. Williams was Faxland, but Faxland was removed from this league. And who else did I say? Cameron Dowds. Cameron Dowds in the Haas. And I believe Joachim was going to say something.
What happened with Faction?
Just dirty driving, mate.
I wasn't there last week.
I think Cameron is replacing J Law. Who's Cameron's teammate in the Haas? His teammate is Het Bompier, so English and Dutch lineup, like in the commentary box, English and Dutch lineup. Welcome everybody joining this stream. Hope you're all doing well here tonight. And I'm going to read you the championship standards out while we're in the waiting screen. So CRO Nathan is leading the championship by 21 points, so he's got a margin ahead of...
Did he win?
Yes, he won the last race.
Oh my god.
He finally got a win.
Nathan winning, that's...
So he is 21 points clear of Nathan and Ferg. Ferg and Harvey are equalled in points together, so those two then. After Ferg's had a difficult start to the season, finally picking up the pieces to get back where he's supposed to be. Same with Duel. Duel in 4th place. AJ is in 5th place. He was the championship leader 2 rounds ago, but he has messed it up, and hopefully he can get back up there. And Inemo, who's not here tonight, is 6th place. Jeroen Visser, our race winner from Baku, is 7th place in the championship. Louis Lad, joint with Inemo, Jeroen Visser, sorry. Mark here. He's 9th place in the championship, and I wonder, yeah, he is. He's in the BWT Racing Point. So Mark 9th place. Alex Hamilton, who sadly left, and I think he's replaced by Isaro Kuhn. I forgot to mention him. Kuhn was a reserve driver, but now he is a full-time driver. So welcome, Kuhn. Hopefully we can see some good things from you. I know you've got some pace behind you as well, so let's see if you can get some decent points here tonight. Indian Jesus, who won a race, I believe it was in Bahrain, after that good strategy he performed, outside the top 10. So Indian Jesus in 11th place outside, 1 point away from Alex Hamilton, but Alex is not here tonight, so it's most likely Indian Jesus will move up a place. Farrell Fury died in 12th place, the Irishman, who's on 45 points ahead of Pepine, 3 points clear of Pepine, and Pepine is not here tonight. I think he's in Div 2.
No,
Is he? Oh yeah, my eyesight is very bad. Apologies about that. TT Dixon, Adam Dixon, is he here tonight? Adam Dixon, is he here? No, Adam's not here, so Faxland, who's been removed, and Het Bompier down in P17, COL Krishna in P18 with a new teammate, and J Law, who is not here tonight, and Steiny, who's currently last in the championship. Hopefully he could do something about that, because I know he would like to move up a few positions after he made a few mistakes in the opening rounds of the season. And so there are your championship standards, folks. And we move on to Q1 then. So Q1, top 15 will go through, the bottom 5 get knocked out, and in Q2, as you know the procedure, the top 10 go through, and the bottom 5 also get knocked out. I'll talk about Q2, mate.
Oh. Wasn't listening.
So, to recap ourselves about the race history in the Brazilian GP, if I get the race history up, we can hear some cars coming out of the garage.
Belgium.
Thank you, Joachim.
Why
And
weren't we supposed to?
we've got some cars coming out the pit lane. I think that's a Williams coming out at the end of the garage. Let me go on board with him. Is it Charlie Condom, the rookie driver, or is it the other driver? It is. No, it's a Haas driver. It's Het Bompier. So Het Bompier is the first man out on the track. Then the Dutchman in the Haas with a brand new teammate, Cameron Dowd. So let's see how those two get along with each other. They don't know each other, so I don't think they'll be the party working to each other. But there's Mercedes behind, and that Mercedes is Nathan, the championship leader, who's been on great form lately and he's finally got his first win of the league. So congratulations to Nathan, and hopefully we get to speak to him tonight. Can he defend his championship from Harvey Lees, who's in second place, and Ferg, who's in third? AJ, sadly, AJ has been pushed down into fifth place. He was leading the championship 2 rounds ago until things sadly went downhill for him after he got his drive-through penalty in Singapore. He finished P7 that day, and it didn't go well for him either in the Brazilian GP.
How many races are left?
Good question. I don't know, mate. I don't know how many races are left. I'm trying to get the race history up, but my internet is so poor and so shocking. It's unbelievable. I have problems with it.
For you.
So Duel actually finished in second place. Harvey Lees managed to get a podium because I believe Ferg had a 5.
Oh, we're not even halfway to season, mate.
We've got a long way to go then, mate.
Wait, what did you want to find?
I've already found it, mate. I've already found it. So Nathan won the last race, and Duel finished in second place. Harvey Lees picked up third, after Ferg picked up a 3-second time penalty that demoted him down into fourth place. Nemo finished fifth, Llewellyn is sixth, and AJ finished in seventh place. So I wonder what happened to him, AJ, because not usually his pace. I don't recall anything happening to him, other than him being stuck in traffic, possibly. But on board with the Haas driver, Het Bompier, as he makes his way down his turn 1. Joachim, do you want to take us through the lap, mate?
Yes, just braking after 100 meters. He goes in a bit deep, costing him a bit of time. This is basically the only corner in sector 1. I mean, this is a corner, of course, but it's flat and quite easy in these cars. So not really a challenge, easy flat. So if you can't get the first corner right, which Bompier didn't do, the first sector probably won't be that great. You want to be in the 29s? He is not. So not a great first sector, but we move into sector 2, taking a bit of those curves. Here you want to carry as much speed. He carries a good amount of speed. So still keeping up the momentum. Very tough corner, downhill braking, and you have to brake while you turn in, which is very hard when you are on the ABS. And I think on some ABS, I'm not sure. One a little lift and then flat on the power. Very fast corner, even more challenging than Eau Rouge, I would say. Here through, I don't know, this corner sequence, I think this is Stavelo here. Coming into the final sector. This sector 2 split will be a 14.5, we'll keep an eye on that. I think Nathan behind him is also on the lap, we can maybe see what he has. He's got a 13.6, so a bit of a difference. Almost the second actually. We'll have Bumpy now through Blanchiment. Now in the final bus stop chicane, just braking after 100 meters. Taking his first apex nicely, now getting a good exit for this one. He'll come across the line, watch out for the bump on the exit. That chicane was absolutely perfect by the Bumpy, and he goes to P1. But what will Nathan do? See, he has a little moment on the exit. And he goes into P1, takes it away from the Haas driver.
So his teammate behind him will presumably get a slipstream off of Nathan, so that's good teamwork for both of them. Charlie Condom is up into P2 and it's a 142.2. As Farrell Fury then is getting the slipstream off his teammate like how you would predict, and there he is then, got a good tow, so he presumably should have the fastest first sector. Look at the tow he's getting, and this first sector is going to be a 29.7, so like you said, Joachim, you should be in the 29, shouldn't you?
Yeah. Ferg is on a quick one, he's a 10th quicker going into that final sector, and he's getting a tow from his teammate as well. So I reckon this will be a P1 time for the moment, with only 3 guys set there that time. So
Do you remember?
Play for.
Do you remember last season, Jochen, when Ferg got held in the pit lanes because his teammate crashed?
Yeah.
Hopefully that won't happen again this race.
I don't think it was about that. It was just a glitch.
And Ferg will come across the line, 41.4. 4 tenths clear of Nathan in second place. That's good lap time from him in the Racing Point.
Only a tenth quicker going to that final sector. You can just see what that slipstream does. It gave him such amount of time gains. As Louis led now through the final chicane. We haven't seen the Louis led from last season. He was amazing last season and had boompje DNFs. Oh, what has happened there?
Oh, two cars. That's a massive crash. It's Harvey's involved too. Oh dear.
Upside down and Harvey. Oh my god.
We don't. Oh, that is. Oh, Harvey's gone too. There's 3 cars retired. That is bizarre. Het Bompier, Harvey, and Fabio Fury's car is upside down. Fabio Fury is upside down.
Happened there? Oh
and
my god.
I think Het Bompier was the lap. No, Het Bompier finished his lap. Harvey was the slow. I don't know. Was it the other way around?
And then
Harvey
Harvey just went straight to the racing line because he wanted to get out of the way of Feral Fury, and Feral Fury was on his lap.
Oh dear, that's a massive shame.
Duel comes across the line, P3.
So, India Jesus was decided. He's crashed in what's it called? Puon. He's gone in Puon. India Jesus.
Yeah, well, if you're the slowest.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, they're out already. I think it's very easy to get to Q2 now.
Yeah, if you get out of Q2 now, you should be ashamed of yourself.
What a bizarre start to qualifying, Jochen. Unbelievable stuff going on here.
Yeah. Didn't expect that as Strauss goes into P6, not too far off P4. Nice lap.
Hopefully we can get a word from Harvey or Het Bompier. I'm trying to figure out, Het Bompier completed his lap. Unless he was on another run, of course. Harvey has a set of lap time. Was he on his out lap? Did Het Bompier meet Harvey in Bodjemon?
I think on his in lap. Steiny comes across the line. P3 for Steiny.
P3, not bad. Good job from Steiny there. As
Koen. I'm Dutch, I should know. Comes across the line, it will be P3, and now Chris now starting his lap.
What about Giroud Vizor, the other Dutchman in the Ferrari? He's invalidated his lap time. Apparently he went purple in the first sector, on board with the Red Bull of Dave. And India Jesus will be starting in last place anyway. Het Bompier, even though he set a lap time at 42.6 will have got him into the 11th place, so I think he was on another run knowing that his lap time wasn't good enough, so I think he went through it again. I can't assume here, I've got to figure out what actually happened between Harvey Lees and Het Bompier. Foul Fury, we know what happened because he just smashes the back of Harvey, but Harvey tried to get out of the way, so second place man in the championship, it's just going downhill for him. Hopefully he hasn't lost any confidence whatsoever, because that'll be a massive shame if he has, but for people like Ferg and Nathan, it'll be bringing up their confidence as Dave gets a really bad exit coming out of the final corner. He goes up into P4.
That's nice, and I think there were quite a lot of mistakes on that lap as well. As Ferry goes into P12. Next one will be, I think, Jeroen. No, he is invalidated.
People I've seen, they invalidated it, so those going to go for again.
A lot of people in invalidation.
AJ's on his out lap.
Doing some sort of long run or something. He's going out again.
I have noticed that from Danny Boy going for long runs recently, so I think he's just doing that Q1 only so he can get a feel for the track, or just he knows that well, he's only using the softs in Q1 don't really matter because you're only going to use it once and that's it.
And it's not going to be thrown away anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And
use it.
Oh, Danny Boy's to be careful. Did you see that?
Just looking away at him.
He just lost the back end in Puon, but he managed to save it. Well, it wasn't really exactly spinning, but could have gone a lot worse for him. My Wi-Fi is so shocking. Apologies if I'm not looking at the comments, but he's got 3 tenths quicker in the middle sector, has Danny Boy, so he is improving on his 4th lap, and this will probably put him into P9, P8, somewhere around there, that mark. It's a shame really to see those 4 drivers just So here's
Krishna is next.
Head Bob here has given his perspective of what has happened, so we'll go aboard Krishna as you say, and Head Bob here says, I went on to another lap, so there's my theory proven. I went on to another lap and Harvey tried to get out of the way a bit too late, and I think I catapulted, and catapulted me onto the barrier. So Head Bob here smashes the back of Harvey, I presume, and they catapulted into the barrier. That's how it caused it. So Bob here, if you're still watching, judging by your perspective, who do you think's at fault? Is it you or is it Harvey?
Probably Harvey, yes, Bombsy was on the lap and Harvey wasn't. So probably Harvey might get a penalty for that.
Oh Harvey, we can't afford these misdemeanors in
Krishna's on a good lap, by the way. We'll watch him.
I am watching him. You can't afford these mistakes, especially in the championship fight.
AJ. Krishna's on a very good lap. See where it can put him.
Some people tend to lose the back end of that final corner, but Krishna doesn't, as Krishna puts himself in P3.
AJ is next, and he is also on a quick one. Takes us very slow for the final chicane.
Let's see what he does then. He goes up into P2.
Nice. Ferg seems to be away from the field, but he did get a bit of a toe on the lap. To be fair.
I was commentating for another league around here, and they were slipstreaming the exact same spot. I'm surprised they slipstreamed. Giroud, Visa, where you going? That's a gravel, mate. So our newcomer then, Cameron Dowds, has overtaken Giroud Visa, so we'll go on board with him first, as he's closer to the line than Giroud. Let's see what the newcomer can do, along with Charlie Condom, Isaro Cohen, and Dave in the Red Bull.
Well, Dave is on a very comfortable position in P6. I don't think with the people that DNF'd already, he will get out of Q1. So I think he's... Oh, he goes out. I think that's a bit of a waste of a soft tire in my opinion, but... I mean, it's not my issue.
Harvey admitted it was his fault, so I can argue with that, to be honest. Yeah, Harvey has admitted to his fault, so he'll take blame, and possibly a penalty for taking 2 drivers out. It might be a big penalty, so he's already suffered a big penalty here by starting down in what, P19 inevitably when those 2 complete their laps, but he's going to suffer a lot of pain in this race and possibly the next race, because the penalty will get passed over to the next race, won't it, Joachim?
Yeah, probably.
So Cameron in the first set is set at 29.9.
Pretty decent. That's about where you want to be, so all fine. Of course, for Cameron, it just has to be a decent lap. If you're in the 42 lows, you'll probably get through quite easily. As Krishna knows he's through, he's not gonna get out, so he's fine.
I've never seen that happen in qualifying. People crashing. Have you seen it, Jakob?
I mean, you see sometimes one DNF, but not 4. It's definitely something that doesn't happen a lot.
Damn, this is going to be real painful for Harvey Lees. Now he's going to make his way through the back of the field. He'll be starting down in P19 when Giroud and Cameron finish their laps.
Cameron on a pretty decent lap. I didn't see what Giroud was doing, but it says he is purple in sector 2. We'll actually check that real quick. No, he wasn't. He wasn't purple.
Cameron makes his way.
Harv also has a 5 place grip penalty, doesn't he?
Oh, he'll be starting down in last then, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be starting that last. So, Cameron goes into P5, very decent lap. Giroud, what can he do? He takes P8. I reckon he'll be set with that. So,
the Dutchman of Dave then has gone for another lap. I think he's on a brand new set of tyres, is he?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. So I don't think that's a good idea. He's in P7. He should be wasting another set of tyres, but it's his choice, obviously. So I think he knows what he's doing. So here he goes then through the turn 6 and now heading into turn 7. The downhill right-hander, quite difficult, especially if you're on OBS, because like Jakob said, you've got to brake and turn at the same time. The cars don't like that braking and turn at the same time, so you're more liable to lock up through there. Very easy to evaluate through no name if you go wide, especially. And now coming into P1, very easy to lose the back end by touching that curb. Slight lift off the back of the throttle immediately when you exit the corner. Into the right-left sequence, you bring it down into 4th gear, which he does. Gets on the curb and just slides him away just a little bit. This one didn't give it the best of exits either. And now through the middle sector we go. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 13.8, it says. He's improved by 500ths. Those 500s, will that make up a difference? I think it will. Put him into P5, I think.
He can maybe take 2 position, but I think it's just a waste of tires this run. But...
Yeah, I don't... Especially in Q1, there's 2 minutes left on the board. He's already safe. There's no way those drivers... Well, there's no way you're going to get knocked out because there's 4 drivers already knocked out by retiring. So I know some people just joined as Dave crossed the line, goes up into P5 like I just said. So people that's just joined, there was a big crash down at Blanchimont. Harvey Lees was preparing for his lap and Het Bompier went for his second lap. Those 2 met at Blanchimont and came together, and once that was over, Harvey Lees tried to get out of the way for Farrell Fury, but Farrell Fury just smashed into the back of Harvey, and that was it. Those went, and Indian Jesus crashed at Pouhon, for your information.
I think Danny Boy is on a very good lap. Seems to be very much... Oh, he's on 3.8. He's on an okay lap, he just has to hook up his final sector and he's safe. I mean, it's still... I don't know if Ferry's on a lap. He's gonna have to do well. Mark is gonna be on a lap. Strauss is on a lap. He's improving. It's gonna be actually very tight maybe if Ferry improves by a bit. Not actually improve by a bit, but we'll see. It's gonna be very fun, I think, for that last P16 spot. Let's see, Danny Boy. What can he do? P8, so he'll be safe definitely. Strauss, I think, is on a lap. Who is next? I think it's... I don't know. Duel's on an outlap as well. Yeah, what the hell, man? You're safe, mate. You're safe. Don't worry about it. So I think Strauss is next.
He is, mate.
Strauss is next.
Slight improvement in that middle sector from Pepine, and he made a little mistake before Stabilo as well, so he could have gained a bit more time if it wasn't for that slight error. As he makes his way to the final 2 corners of the chicane, bus stop chicane, misses the... Oh, the back end's going as well, so not...
Over apex. Oh, if this is still an improvement, I'll be amazed.
Backing off. And that's it for Pepine.
Next one, Ferry, and he is improving. So it's gonna be tight. Maybe that mistake costed Strauss, because Mark is also on a lap, and he just started. I can't see if he's improving, but Ferry is improving. At the moment, he's not improving enough, but he can still obviously gain time in the final sector. We'll see. Turns in a bit early, but hooks the apex nice.
Oh, and the hesitant turn in there by Very at the final corner makes his way across the line now.
Make it. Oh, he just goes ahead, but Strauss is safe. It's all up to Mark to push Ferry out again. Can Mark get that kind of pace?
142.5 from Mark. Needs a 210 improvement if he wants to get inside Q2.
I mean, everyone is safe now, apart from Ferry.
I'd say Pepine is not safe. I say P12's not safe. Well,
Pepine can't.
Oh yeah, true. Ferry's not safe. Yeah, I was thinking about the other guys that are
it's
retired.
Just about Ferry and Mark now, who's gonna get pushed out.
I was just.
Mark's gonna have to improve.
There's 3 people on a 42.2. 6 tenths.
6. Okay, well I think Ferry is out, unfortunately, because I think Mark with this lap is gonna get into the top 5 if he carries on like this.
Somebody's just moved up a place. Who was it? I don't.
Duel.
Duel's got. Yeah, of course. Duel's up into P5.
Well, Mark is gonna get through easily, and that's gonna be Very out.
Mark in P3.
Nice lap.
Unfortunately
for Very, but it wasn't that far off. The times are again very close.
I think I remember in Brazil both racing points being up there, but it was Ferg ahead of Mark. But Ferg made his way back up, and until he got that 5-second time penalty that pushed him down into P4. So both racing points looking on fire again. One's in P1 and one's in P3. So the drivers that has been knocked out is Very, Het Bompier, Farrell Fury, Harvey Lees, and Indian Jesus, who all crashed in Blanchimont, except Indian Jesus. He crashed in Pouhon. That was a big shame for Farrell Fury and Indian Jesus, because they were both innocent victims there. I think we're going to do it on the formation lap, Joachim, the 1 minute silence.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll make a famous words, the 3 famous words. So there it is then. Third quickest by 3 tenths, but he did have a slipstream down the last sector, AJ P2, Mark in P3, the championship leader in P4, Krishna P5, Duwell in P6, Dave in P7, Cameron P8, Kuhn P9, Danny Boy P10, Jeroen Visser P11, Stanley, Charlie Condom, Louis Ladd, Pepijn Strauss, Very, Hit Bompier, Farrell Fury, Harvey Lees, and Indian Jesus. As we make our way
up, it's tight battle for Q2 if the times stay like this, because it's very close.
It's going to be very interesting to see what Harvey Lees could do up from the back. He has got a 5 place grid penalty, so he will be starting in P20.
Yeah, he will be starting last, definitely.
He's got a lot of ground to make up, and I think his strategy with mediums to softs, will it be, Joachim?
Yeah, I think if you're outside the top 10, you just have to go mediums, because there's no point in going softs, because you'll just lose too much time in the traffic on the softs. So you can't really get any benefits of the soft tire.
We've got a Renault driver coming out.
You just have to do mediums if you're outside the top 10.
So I don't think
the Renault, Louis Ladd is out. Yeah, Louis Ladd's out.
So we don't need to use hards at all then.
No, hards is not. Only if there's like a safety car, maybe lap 1, we see some guys go onto the hards. Maybe. It's, if there's no.
Oh dear, we've got a disqualification, and that is Danny Boy, who's blocked the pit lane, apparently in the game's words. So Danny Boy's been disqualified.
Oh, must be another glitch, unbelievable. So Danny Boy in P15 then?
No, would he be starting last because he got disqualified?
Oh, then, yeah, might be.
That's what happens when you get disqualified. You start last, don't you? Like proper last.
So unlucky. It's probably another glitch.
I wonder, because when people spin, they don't really have enough time to get back on the track when they spin in the pit lane, do they?
Yeah, but by blocking the pit lane, you have to be standing still, because you can drive slowly in the pit lane without blocking.
I want to look at the front wing of Isaro Kuhn and see if it's okay. Yes, it is. I was just nervous that he hit the wall coming out of the pit lane. So we've got one driver on the medium tyres. No. Currently out on the track.
Steiny. He was quite quick, I believe, in the Q1. Or he wasn't. I can't remember actually. So
here we are then.
Try it at least on those mediums. Ferg is also out on the mediums. But I think Louis, let's go to start his lap.
Got some comments popping through, so I will read you them if I get my laptop to work. Who's all my fault? Apologise to all. Yeah, it's fine, Harvey, mate. Just you'll suffer the consequences in the next race too. So just forget about it basically, and just come back stronger, mate. It's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Louis Ladd coming through Ovuge and Radion, flat out through there nowadays. People used to hesitate coming into 2019. Do you know in the 2019 18 game, Joachim, did you always used to hesitate through there?
Well, 2018 I remember you could easily spin on there.
But now it's just so easy now, isn't it, these days?
Yeah, it's not even a challenge.
It was a challenge back like 2018, 2019.
I think it's almost flat in Inters, I believe. It's
in where, mate?
In Inters. I think it's also flat in Inters.
Talk about that, I did have an intermediate race around here at Belgium. It was almost flat out. In fact, it was. I just had the confidence to take it flat out through Inters as well. So yeah, it is Inters.
I remember on F1 2017, you could do it in the wets flat out. And then F1 2018, 2019 was kind of hard.
It was just very easy to spin there in those games, but now with the cars having loads of downforce, etc.
Louis Ladd's not really getting the lap together, I have to be honest.
It did seem like, is he putting in a bit too much steering input, do you reckon? I think he's braking a bit too much. He's not really carrying the speed, not the momentum. As the Britishman comes to the final two corners, let's see what lap time he does set. This will be probably a 42. It's a 42.8, and yeah, that definitely needs improving.
That's not good enough. Krishna. Oh, yeah, the times are slow at the beginning, it seems. It's definitely not good enough. Charlie, he's on a good lap actually, Charlie. You made a bit of a mistake in that final sector, but 41.9 is a respectable time. Cameron is also on a decent lap. See what he can do. It's not going to be too far behind Charlie. Oh, he's actually going to be ahead of Charlie.
2 tenths ahead of Charlie. Those two are practicing in a lobby. Here's Isaro Kuhn, who's getting a lovely tow off of his good friend Jeroen Visser.
I think Steiny's down first on the mediums.
As Cohen makes his way to the... Steiny's going up into P3 on the mediums. That's a good lap time on the mediums from Steiny.
Yeah.
Here comes Kuhn. P1 for him.
1.5. And we see again the Racing Point slipstreaming. Ferg on the mediums getting a nice tow from his teammate.
Oh! I thought he was going to hit the wall then, Mark. As Ferg makes his way towards the final 2 corners. He made me nervous, did Mark, because I didn't think he would get out of the way. As Ferg comes to the finish line, goes up to P3 on the medium compound tyres. That's
very good. Dave is on the lap on the mediums. See what they can bring him. He goes P7. That probably won't be enough on the mediums.
Reverse rolls from both racing points. Mark will get a slipstream from Ferg, so both doing good teamwork with each other. Maybe I should start bothering with slipstreams because I never do them, so maybe that's a tactic for me. 29.7 in the first set, so on the medium compound tyres, but bearing in mind it's just 3 corners basically. Let's see how he progresses through on his lap then. Into Rivage we go. Yellow flags down there, hopefully nothing's happened. I think it's just a few cars slowing down for each other. Nice entry and exit through No Name as we go to was there discussion about No Name be changed to Antoine's name?
I don't know. Maybe.
Was it gonna be the Hubert corner or Antoine corner or something like that?
I'm not being up to date, it seems.
Maybe they could change that name to somebody like Antoine's name. Dual walls up into P3.
Yep, Mark is on the left.
Next game will be say Aston Martin and Alpine, won't we, Joachim?
I don't know, we'll get used to it.
I think I'll definitely get used to it because it's green into it. I won't be. It was pink. People used to say Force India a lot of times. Mark goes up into P6.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Do you miss the Force India name?
Nah, who cares?
I like the Force India name. It's a really good name for these. They've been a decent team, Force India.
Yeah, and 9 got a pole position.
Oh yeah, talk about Force India. Giancarlo Fisichella got a pole position here. In 2009, he beat Timo Glock, Nick Heidfeld and Kimi Raikkonen. But sadly for the race, Force India did get their first win. It was Kimi Raikkonen who snatched the win away from Giancarlo Fisichella, but Fisichella's pace in the Force India was incredible. He still managed to keep up with Raikkonen and he finished in a magnificent P2. Then the next race, he moved to Monza. In the next race in Monza, he moved to Ferrari after Luca Badra put in the poor performances, but sadly he never performed in the Ferrari. But that Ferrari wasn't really good enough in 2009 as Pepine comes across the line now, goes up into P6.
Nice. Krishna's gonna try it on the mediums. I think he did a slower lap on purpose, Krishna. Go on the mediums. Nathan and AJ waiting very long in the pits.
Indeed they are, both of them. 6 minutes to go, so we've still got plenty of time. Giroud Visser is on an outlap on the... No, it's not Giroud Visser, sorry about that, wrong information. So I wonder if Ferg will stay on the medium compound tyres. What do you think, Jochen? Do you think he'll wait for everybody to do their laps?
No, I think he'll... No, he's not safe. I don't know. We'll see. I think he'll maybe... He does have... No, I think he'll go on the softs just in case. The last minute.
Do you want to start the mediums in the top 10? Is it good, Jochen?
Well, it's not really necessary on this track. I think I would rather just be up front than starting P11 or something.
So on board with Krishna then on his medium compound tyres, so he thinks he can go quicker. I think he can go quicker because that's not really a good lap time on the soft compound tyres, 42.6. His best lap time is, just in case you're wondering, it's not on the mediums. On the fitted information, goes 5 just down in the first sector, but I believe he was pushing on those tyres anyway, the softs. Gets on the grass a little bit, so that'll compromise his speed. As we go through Rivage, it's best to get a wide exit into it. Oh no!
Oh, yeah, he's out. And he's
God
okay.
damn it,
Luckily,
Chris.
there's no cars coming. But Louis, I hope the car despawns before Louis is there.
Oh dear, Chris.
Krishna is definitely out. Or we say that.
1/10 up in the first sector from Louis Lad, so he's improving already.
Okay, well, Krishna's car despawned, so that's good.
It's a massive shame for Chris. I thought he was on for some good pace there, but sadly he's just gone downhill. It's a really difficult corner, especially on traction.
On everything, basically. There's understeer, oversteer, walk-ups, if you run against it's...
As we make our way down into the left-right corner. Misses
too deep.
Yeah, it goes a bit too deep and a bit too wide. What about for this one? Was this one okay? Could he improve that one?
He took some nice speed. And he's improving quite a lot, you can say that.
What races do you remember in Belgium, Joachim? What races do you remember watching in Belgium?
Everything from 2015 onwards, basically.
I think mine's 2012 onwards. Do you remember that?
I can remember. I watched 2013, but I can't really remember much.
Do you remember that 2012 crash, the first car pileup?
No, I wasn't watching it. I know.
Did you ever see it though?
Yeah, of course.
Oh no, Steiny has invalidated it. He's in P9 and he's only got 3 minutes left on the clock. So he's backing off.
If he has enough fuel, he might be able to go again. But Jeroen comes across the line P2. That's a nice one.
We're on board with Dave here in the Red Bull. He's going to go through the middle sector with a 14.0. So 4/10 up as AJ goes quickest with a 41.4. That's what Ferg set in Q1. But I don't think did AJ get a slipstream.
Remember.
Oh yeah, AJ can't get a slipstream because his teammate's been knocked out. Well, he crashed. He got disqualified actually. Even without the slipstream, that's a good lap time. As Dave comes through the final two corners, let's see what the Dutchman can set. This is going to be a 142.
Ooh, that's not enough. He's out.
Sadly not. This is Steiny's last lap, by the way. So let's see if he. Oh, a bit of oversteer.
Ferg is out again. Mark coming out. He must be coming out. Oh, he is.
Last stages of Q3. This is really important stuff here as we go on board with Ferg down into turn 1.
Steiny's next. Come across the line. He's only sector 1 though.
Steiny's got Charlie. Yeah, he gets out of the way.
It's out of the way nicely.
A few cars on that outlap. As Ferg's coming to those cars that's on the outlap. Coons will tie because he's safe, so there's no need for him to go out there again. Yeah,
very strong qualifying, by the way. P2.
Yeah, Kuhn. I think he was a tier 2 driver, I believe, but managed to get himself into tier 1. Look where he is already, a 41.5 in second place. So he's doing a good job. It's nice. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do and perform in the race. Looks all tidy from Ferg. And go back on board with Louis Steiny. 5/10.
Steiny's on a good lap. He's on a great lap actually. 0.5 coming into the final sector is I think the best I've seen today. And he still has that time to get in the final sector because he made a mistake last time. I remember seeing that. So, being serious, maybe top 2 this time.
How can you hate this track? I'm sorry, I'm reading out some facts that Jim Clark did not like this track. As Steiny comes across the line, P3.
Oh, P3. That was close.
And look at this then. Look at this. Ferg. Go above Ferg.
Wait. Oh, Strauss.
Strauss has started a lap. He can't back off now. He started a lap. It will compromise Ferg.
Oh, okay. It hasn't. It seems.
Yeah, it's slightly compromised him, but not too much for him not to go back on first place.
He doesn't get a penalty for it.
I don't think he can. I don't think he will. He had no choice really. His Double goes wide into turn 1, but going to go on board with Nathan, like you said.
He's starting his lap again. He backed out of it.
Oh dear.
So it's gonna have to be this lap, and Ferg giving his teammate a nice tow.
Where's Steiny? P4, so he's improved up into P4. But the thing is though, he's done 2 laps on those soft compound tyres. As the racing point moves out of the way for, I think it is Mark. Papine's on a lap as well.
If there's a track where you can get away with 2 laps on your tyres, it's this track, to be fair. It's quite easy one stop on this track.
And Brazil too, innit?
Yeah, Brazil is also very easy one stop.
Brazil was the last race before this one, and it was Nathan who won that race. Oh dear, oh, that was so close to a validation.
Charlie almost validation.
Oh, this one,
again.
oh!
He's on the limit. 13.4 is very good though.
Charlie Condon pushing the absolute limit of the tracks.
Let's see what Mark does in this middle sector. 13.8. I don't know if he's safe with that, but we'll see.
Charlie Condon makes his way to the final 2 corners. He's down in P9, so he has to finish the lap to get himself into the top 10. Charlie, loses the back end, but where can he go? This is going to be a 41.6. He's a P4.
Who's next? I think it's Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Oh no,
next.
Papaya to validate today. He might get knocked out unless Marks.
He wasn't on a lap.
Oh.
He just finished his lap. But he's out. Duel is gonna improve to P6. Nathan is still on his lap, so is it gonna be over Mark? I reckon it will. Knowing Nathan, he's the championship leader for a reason.
Nathan, we gotta be careful to the final corner.
And I think it's over. Yes, P8. Not too convincing, but it's over for Mark. And look how close that top 10 is. It's 4 times.
Blimey. Drivers that are knocked out is Mark, Papaya Strauss, Dave, Krishna, and Danny Boy, who got disqualified for blocking the pit lane apparently.
So Dave on his debut.
We've had plenty of first lap crash as well. Held under atrocious conditions, the 1988 Belgian GP will remember for a series of accidents, notably a first lap shunt involving 13 cars after the restart.
Wasn't it 1998?
Yeah, 1998. I was reading from the internet. It says 1988, but it's 1998. Michael Schumacher's Ferrari was eliminated for a commanding lead where he crashed into David Coulthard's McLaren as he tried to lap him. For years, Schumacher tried to demonstrate with Coulthard at the pits immediately after the incident. I remember that. Häkkinen's overtaken masterclass back in 2000. The Belgian GP was a hard-fought contest between pole sitter Häkkinen and Schumacher. After a wet start to the race, Häkkinen lost control of his car, touching the curb on lap 13, allowing Schumacher to take the lead. What followed with the duel between the 2 championships, when the Finn eventually seen the win with a bold overtake of Schumacher as they lapped backmarker Riccardo Zonto. 2012, that's the one I remember. For Spa, I watched it with my dad. Spa saw plenty of first lap crashes, and the 2012 race had yet another example of a big first corner impact. As Pastor Maldonado jumped the start, the rest of the field got away, with Romain Grosjean cutting in front of Lewis Hamilton. The move forced Hamilton's McLaren onto the grass when he was powerlessly to stop himself, sliding into the rear of Sergio Perez's Sauber and over the top of Fernando Alonso's Ferrari. I believe that was Kumiro Kobayashi, it wasn't Sergio Perez, so this is a bit wrong. Kobayashi started on the second row of the grid. That's when Button led the whole race start to finish and finished in P12. Finished in P1. Charles Leclerc got his first win here in Belgium 2019, sorry. He held off Lewis Hamilton. Spa's put up some good races, I remember. It was Sebastian Vettel versus Lewis Hamilton in 2018. Vettel took the lead from Hamilton and finished in P1. 2016, Hamilton had an engine problem, started at P22 and he finished in P3 behind Ricciardo and Rosberg. 2014 is when Hamilton and Rosberg collided. Hamilton cut the door on Rosberg, gave him a puncher, and he retired eventually. Rosberg finished in P2 to stay in front with damage from his teammate. 2010 we had the rainy conditions as well. 2009, Fisichella took pole and he finished in P2 afterwards. 2008, where we saw Hamilton won the race, but he got a penalty, so he finished in P3. Massa won the race. So a lot's happened at the Belgian GP. Last time it rained, it was 2018, I believe. It was Ocon who qualified P3, Perez in P4. But in the race, it was Vettel who took the win. What's your favourite Belgium GP moment, Joachim?
I don't know. Probably the start of 2018. I think that was quite cool.
Have you seen the new Saudi Arabia track?
Yeah, I don't really like it.
Under the goddamn street circuit. Are you excited for 10 days, Joachim? Bahrain Grand Prix?
I am.
I can't wait, mate.
Maybe this is the year that Mercedes isn't that dominant. McLaren looked very good as well, so I'm quite excited.
23 races this season, Joachim. 23. Do you think we'll make it to 23 races?
Maybe some races will get cut out, but we'll see. I hope we get. Okay.
None of them was postponed, so that's good. Remember last year, postponed after postponed after postponed.
Yeah. Postponed.
On board with the Renault, and this is Luidad as he's about to start his first final lap in Q3, so here we are. Do you want to go through it, Joachim?
Yes, just braking after the 100 meter board, taking that apex nicely, but most important, get that extra right as dual gets out of the way on the inside. Now pre-hold, bit straight from very long ago. Now into Eau Rouge and Radeon. Up here is Radeon. You don't have to get confused with it. Now into the Camel Straight, is it?
Yep.
So this chicane, of course. The very fast, very flowing, very high curves, which you don't have in real life, but on this game you have. Very tricky. Louis we know from his aggressive turnings. Just didn't take every apex right as he does here though. It's a very nice apex. There is a nice amount of speed, a bit of a wiggle on the exit, but it's fine. Again, taking some nice speeds. I'm not put up my belt on. I'll do that real quick. Now into pool and taking as much speed as he possibly can. It's very nice. There's now into this corner. Don't go wide again. He goes wide again. Oh, that was nice. Have to hold back for a second. There's a 13.8, I guess as a banker it's not too bad. I'm coming for the final sector, this long straight upcoming to Blanchimont. Just have to wait before we get into the final bus stop. Chicane. Now braking just after the 100 meters. Nice apex which he just misses. Oh, that's a bit too much curb, which makes him get a bad exit. And that's 42.3. I don't think that's the time Louis is aiming for. It's Charlie. Oh, the mediums. What are you doing? Q3.
Yeah, mate.
I think he's mixing up Q2 and Q3.
Maybe he's only got one set of softs, so I think he's using those mediums for.
Yeah, probably. But probably.
Cameron Dowell's also using the medium compound tyres. We've got yellow flags down at sector 3, but I don't think anything's wrong. I think Nathan's the next one to cross the line. Ferg's backed out, so Ferg possibly made him as no, he's on his out lap.
Charlie, yes.
Could you invite Charlie, please?
Yeah, I'll find him. What's his PSN? I can't see.
His name's underscore lowercase Charlie. Oh, Nathan gets a steady exit. Goes up into P1, so it's a 41.5 from Nathan. So it's Charlie underscore.
Yeah.
Capital C for condom. CXNG. DXN.
Wait.
Why are you giving him a slipstream? He's your championship rival, for God's sake. Why are you giving him a slipstream for? Wow, that's very kind of you, Nathan. But if I were you, he's in. If I was you, Nathan, I wouldn't give my championship rival a slipstream. That's very strange. Very kind at the same time, but very strange. So here we are then with the hash driver of Cameron Dowds. He's on the medium compound tyres, so he comes to the final 2 corners now. Let's see what lap time he sets. Possibly might go to the pits. Yes, he does. I think Ferg then. Is Ferg next one? No, Jeroen Visser. The weather's changing, Joachim, as Dubel's going up into P2. Jeroen up into P1. It's a 41.1.
That's a nice
Oh,
lap.
Jeroen Visser. That's a good lap time, man. That's really good.
Ferg is on a quick one. He's on a .1. This time he doesn't get a slipstream because his teammate is knocked out. So this time he's gonna have to do it without it.
But he did have a
First
slipstream
lap.
from Nathan. Nathan gave him a slipstream in the first sector.
Oh, what is that about? Come on, Nathan. What are you on about?
You don't want to give a slipstream to your team, a championship rival.
Ferg now.
P2.
With a slipstream. I call that shit.
Apologies about the language. Joachim is Dutch and they do swear in Dutch. So that's all the lap times set then, and we expect Cameron, Dowd and Charlie to go on the soft compound tyres because I think they've only got 1 set after using more in Q2 possibly when they're trying to get through, so explains why they're on the medium compound tyres. You only get 2 sets in Q3. I think they used one of them in Q2, so that's why they ran the medium compound tyres. So we're just waiting for everybody to come back out and see what they can do. But the weather has changed. Will that impact them, Joachim, do you reckon?
Well, if it rains, it does.
So we should expect Jeroen Visser to be on provisional pole.
No, but he is. So good job, man.
I think you're very happy because he's Dutch, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Cameron Dowd and Louis Ladd are on their out lap, so we're going to go aboard to see which ones. Cameron Dowd first because he's closer to the line than Louis Ladd, so we'll go on board with the Haas driver, the newcomer. So both newcomers, well I should say all 3 of them. All 3 newcomers are in the top 10, so that's a very good sign. But Cohen has been a reserve driver, tier 1 I think. He's just up and down, he's everywhere. But Kuhn has set a 49.6, so he definitely needs to improve on the lap time. AJ is still in the pits. He's got 3 minutes left of the session, so he needs to get a good lap time in, and I presume he'll only have 1 flying lap time. I think Ferg just made his way back into the pits as we've got more drivers coming out for their last flying laps. Yellow flags down turn 1. Oh, someone's parked and that's Charlie Condom. Nothing to worry about. I think he's just getting out of the way for people. I think I know what's going to happen. I think Charlie might give Cameron a slipstream. I fear might that happen. Do you think it will happen, Joachim?
Well, no.
Take us to the lap.
Straight through. From Cameron?
Yep.
Well, Cameron into turn 1. Taking an early apex, but most importantly getting a nice exit. I think he does. So, all nice from now on.
I think I'm right, Joachim.
What?
No, he's too far away for a slipstream. But still gets a good tow as Charlie will move out of the way now. Yes, he does. Took a lot of speed on the entry to turn 4. Now through turn 7 we go. Now we're coming to Rivage. Downhill braking, you turn and brake at the same time, so you're more liable to lock up your front right tyres. Traction is crucial through to the exit of turn 8. Now through turn 9 through No Name as we make our way towards Puon. Bring it down into 7th gear, slight lift off, get back on the throttle immediately, flat out through this next one. As we come into this right left sequence, you bring it down into 4th gear, pin it through 4th gear here. Use the curb on the inside and use the one on the outside for support. Use this one to get a really good swing in towards Rivage. No, Rivage, I meant Stabilo. I didn't see his middle sector. Did you see his middle sector, Joachim?
No, not sure.
As Cameron then makes his way towards Bodgimon, flat out through here.
0.6 it was. 0.6. So not too great. He's like 5 times off Ferg.
Towards the final 2 corners we go. Sorry, Joachim.
Probably P5 this will be.
Louis Ladd has it validated. He's got one more lap in the bag, depending if he's got enough fuel. AJ, is he the next one to cross the line? We've got some more cars ahead of him.
No, AJ's. Oh wait, yeah, AJ's next.
So AJ, 5th in the championship. He was the championship leader 2 weeks ago, but the tables have turned and he been pushed down into 5th after making a few mistakes now and then. We've got Jeroen Visser in the way. He should get out of the way unless he's going to give him a slipstream. I don't understand, why are other people giving each other slipstreams? Anyway, that's kind for Jeroen Visser to give him a slipstream. Got both Ferrari powered cars anyways. As AJ comes towards the final 2 corners, then should be a good last sector from that slipstream he got. As he makes his way across the line now, he goes up into P3 behind Ferg.
Ooh, I don't know if he's gonna be happy with it.
Ferg's giving Nathan a slipstream.
Oh well. Okay.
Ferg's got 8 seconds left. Ferg needs to make it through. Oh, Nathan goes wide.
Oh no, I need it.
2 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. He's gonna make it. Oh!
He's not gonna make it.
He hasn't made it. He hasn't made it. Ferg will be starting second. He'll be absolutely fuming.
Steiny is on a lap. That's what you can do. I think you can gain again a lot of time in this final sector, so maybe a P5.
Good lap from Steiny then. Kuhn, here comes Kuhn. P5.
P5. Charlie Condon is not improving.
He's invalidated that lap, unfortunately.
Louis Ladd is on the lap. Not too great of a first sector comparing to his first lap. But in the second sector, he does gain a little bit of time back, but it's not going to be enough.
I'm keeping an eye on Duel as well. Duel's on a lap time.
Yeah, Duel's on a good one.
So, the Dutchman of Jeroen Visser is on pole position. Our championship leader is down in 4th place.
Louis Ladd, final few corners. See what he can do.
Oh,
P10 at the moment, he wants to improve on that, I hope. Oh, that's a very shaky exit now. Well, P9. It is better, I guess. Duel. Now in P7, what will he do?
P4.
Alright, but Jeroen, is he gonna extend his pole position?
So that's his second pole of the season, is Jeroen. Will he go quicker?
And no. Just about now.
So Jeroen Visser is on pole position for the second time this season. Can he convert that to a win? He did in Baku. Can he do it in Belgium? Congratulations for Jeroen Visser, because I wasn't expecting him to get on the pole. Did I tell you he was going to get a pole before? Was it just me?
I don't know.
Anyways, good job from the FRO Dutch driver. Sverg, a few hundreds behind him. He's actually a 10th behind him. AJ in 3rd place. Nathan is in 4th, ahead of his brother. No, that's Duel. 5th place is Nathan. Isaro Kuhn on his debut in P6, so good job from him. Steiny in P7. Steiny's last in the championship. Can he get some really good points here tonight and lift himself from that last spot? Cameron Dowell's the newcomer in P8. Louis Ladd in P9. Charlie Condom set his best lap on the mediums because he invalidated on the softs, so that's why he's in the 42s and slowest of all. But that is qualifying over for you, and we'll move on to the race for our 1 minute silence for Murray Walker. One minute silence will start as soon as we get to the session, Joachim.
Yep.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You excited for an interesting race, mate?
Yeah, I can only see the start, by the way, for three laps or something.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. No worries.
Unfortunately.
There's your results, and we'll be heading off onto the formation lap for our 1 minute silence for respect for Murray Walker. I will get the time information up for you guys, and once I've done that, I will mute my mic so I can pay our respects to him. Five seconds time, we will do the 1 minute silence, or the whole formation silence for Murray Walker for the Belgian GP. He famously commentated here. Yep, it's done. Thank you, Joachim.
Yes, no problem. So, on the subs we have Krishna, Danny Boy and Harv. That's the top 10. The rest are all mediums.
Right then, so I'll take you through the lights. 4 lights, 3 lights, 2 lights, 1 light. Go, go, go for the round 8 for the Belgian GP, and it's a good start from Jeroen Visser. And alongside him, is, in fact, first got alongside him into turn 1, but Jeroen Visser has it covered. The Alfa Romeo has been overtaken by Duval. Duval's got himself into P3, P2, but look at that. Here comes Ferg side by side with Jeroen Visser, and he's taking the lead away from him in Eau Rouge. Now, Jeroen Visser has got some company behind him because AlphaTauri is all over the back of him along with the Alfa Romeo. As we make our way onto the Kemmel Straight, the Haas behind is being overwhelmed by the guy behind him as Ferg takes the lead of the race. Around the outside goes the Williams, and that Williams is it Charlie Condom? Is it Kuhn? Kuhn.
Or Cameron.
Is this Cameron or Kuhn? I can't quite tell which one it is because
It's Kuhn, but he was fighting with Cameron.
the racing point trying to go down the inside. That is Mark, and here's Steiny alongside Charlie Condom, and they're both fighting through no name. Here's Louis Lad trying to fight Charlie Condom as we go into Peel. One of them's going to have to back out. It's not really a place to fight as Louis Lad takes the place away from Charlie. Charlie's been knocked down into P11, but it might get overtaken by Danny Boy. There goes Verio Krishna. Charlie takes the curb, goes wide, and Danny Boy's going to go around the outside if he can, but Charlie takes the place back, and Krishna is fighting with Very. Very's got past him as Louis Lad is fighting with Steiny. Steiny's alongside him, and now he's overtaken him as Steiny gets out of shape, and Charlie's coming back at him. So Charlie's taking back P10, and here comes Danny Boy then. He's going to take 2 for 1, is he? With Charlie and Steiny. Can be very careful as they come into Blanchimont. He gets pushed on the grass, but nothing too serious. Could have gone a lot worse than that. But that one is over then as Danny Boy tries to go down the inside of Charlie into with the bus stop chicane. But he has the McLaren to contend with, and that one is done then. So it is Ferg leading ahead of Jeroen Visser, Duval in P3 ahead of AJ. So Duval got past AJ in the first lap somewhere, and the championship leader is down in P5. So what do you think about that, Joachim?
It was a hectic start, but no incidents. But I just want to say, Mark on the mediums has an amazing start, and there's a very good chance of having a good result today. Is AJ now alongside of Duval? He's gonna get past, I reckon.
Oh,
Yes, he is, and Jeroen and Ferg already have a bit of a gap to AJ and Duval.
well, sadly for Harvey Lees, he has pitted onto the hard compound tyres, so his strategy did not go planned, and he will be spending the rest of the afternoon down in last place unless something can be done about it. A safety car would definitely save his race, but for now, yes, he will be in P last at P20. Safety cars are often common around here, so should hope for that one to come. And Mark, as you said, on the medium compound tyres is in P8, so he's got past some of the soft runners as Louis Lad's under pressure from Charlie as we make our way into the left-right sequence of corners here. Charlie found a way past Louis Lad. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, no, he stays behind. He backs out of it. Louis Lad got out of shape.
Can keep this position. He's. I'm saying this very early, of course, but he can be in a position to genuinely fight for a podium or win, because this is an amazing position for Mark to be in. P8 on the mediums. Look at the furthest medium is Strausen, or the nearest medium, I should say, is P14. It's a P8. What a start. It's Charlie now with Louis Lad side by side. I think Louis is gonna come out on top of this one.
Red Bull spun in the background. I just saw a Red Bull out of shape and he's just spun. I just saw it at the corner of my eyes. As Charlie gets a better exit and he gets up into P9, but the thing is though, DRS is activated, so Louis Lad will get him back up the hill.
Good luck. I have to go.
Right, see you later, Joachim. Thank you for commentating with me, mate. Nathan's right at the back of Duval. Duval has been overtaken by him. In fact, he's coming back at him. As further behind, Cameron is under pressure from ISO Kuhn, as Charlie has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already, as somebody's made a mistake. Is that Charlie's down in P18? I think he might have spun, as Danny Boy's going to go around the outside, but he's got to give him space, surely. Danny Boy is in P11 then. Krishna took that place back. Has he got any front wind damage? No, he hasn't, so he survived that one, but he needs to give him space because there's no way that was going to end well. Standing all over the back of Danny Boy, but DRS is now enabled, as we can see Cameron then. I think he's just struggling for grip because Kuhn is all over the back of him, so Cameron just needs to watch out just a bit. And Kuhn on his debut as, let's go to first place. So Jeroen Visser, he defended well in Baku, but this time, oh dear, Krishna's gone. Krishna's made a mistake, he's in the wall. So Krishna's made another mistake in the race again, man. This is very frustrating for the Red Bull driver, as Stein is all over the back, as Cameron has been overtaken by Kuhn, but he's coming back down the inside. Further back we see a battle between Steiny and Danny Boy. Kuhn's got a better exit. He's going to go alongside now of Cameron as we head into turn 1. I believe Danny Boy stayed ahead of Steiny as they go into turn 1. Kuhn around the outside. Does he get a better exit, a better launch? But the thing is though, Cameron will have DRS behind him, so, and more ERS for good measure. So Kuhn will be a sitting duck on the straight because he's got no ERS, so he'll be struggling to save that position. And Cameron knows he's running out of ERS because of the flashing light at the back of the car, so this should be easy for him. And what about Mark? He'll take advantage of them both if he can, or one of them at least. But Mark, will he go down the inside? No, he won't. As Cameron goes deep, he goes off the track. Cameron, could he have made the corner instead of doing that? He was lucky not to get a penalty for that one, but he's definitely got a warning for sure. No way he got away with that one. Well, I think in the game's perspective, it definitely gave him a warning for that, but in real life, it would be a warning probably too for cutting the corner. But at least he had got a 3-second time penalty, should be grateful for that one. So the medium runner down in 13th place of Very, trying to put pressure on Strauss ahead. In fact, he makes a mistake, goes off the track. Will Farrell Fury take advantage of that? He's all over the back of him. Not really a place to overtake, is it, around here? We don't see plenty of moves being made around here. It's just all fast flowing corners. So Jeroen Visser then down in P2. What's he got to do? He's got to stay in DRS range of Ferg, but Ferg looks like he's pulled away. That looks like a more than a 1 second gap to me, for sure. That can't be a 9/10 gap. That's a 9/10 gap. Who's that car ahead? Oh, I'm on board with the wrong driver. Yeah, sorry about that. That's AJ. So Jeroen Visser then, his job is to stay 1 second range of Ferg to stay the DRS and slipstream, as we go on board with Nathan because he's behind his brother for P3. Cameron Dowds has pulled away from Mark and Kuhn down there in P8. So Krishna's down in last now as he made his pit stop as he spun. So he might have Harvey to fight with later in the race. He's on the soft compound tyres, so we'll definitely stop again in this race. Onto the medium we'll go. So things haven't gone Harvey's way or Krishna's way. I do believe that it was Dave who spun at the last corner, I think a few laps before. And here comes Mark and Cameron Dowell. Will they make a move down the inside into turn 4? They're alongside of each other. And he's made the move. Oh, bit of contact's been made. Kuhn takes advantage down the inside. Cameron's gives space. And he's taking the position away from Cameron. Cameron trying to find out on the outside. No, he can't. So Ferg has pulled a 1.1 second gap as Charlie has been received another penalty. Has been given another penalty, sorry. So Mark, he's in a really good place. He's in P6 on the durable tyres compared to the softs. So he's looking really, really good shape here. A bit of clear rate for good measure as well. A lot of ERS at his disposal. So he's looking really, really comfortable at the moment. When those guys make their pit stops, he'll be taking over the lead of the race. This is really, really looking good for him. I wonder what he could do towards the latest stage of the race. Highest medium runner down in P6, Kuhn's down in P7, Cameron down in P8, but Kuhn, that's the advantage because he's barely got any ERS. So that's another advantage for Mark, taking another W for him, as Dave's got past Charlie Condon for P17. And that's a McLaren in the pits. That is Steiny making his first pit stop. Lap 6 out of 22. Is that the scheduled pit stop or is it a full mid change? That is a scheduled pit stop for Steiny, so he's had enough of those tyres, but there's a bit of debris in the pits. I wonder if the Red Bull has lost his... Charlie's retired. So I wonder if it was him who made that contact in the pits there, because it's very tight, that pit lane. It's very easy to make a mistake. As yellows is set to 1, is that... I think it's just the retired car coming out of the pits. Krishna sets the fastest lap in the Aston Martin. I meant Aston Martin Red Bull, sorry. I just saw Aston Martin and just presumed that, so really sorry about that. So, Farrell Fury though, down in P12. He's under pressure from very behind. And Kuhn gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's currently hunting down Mark. But in a few laps time, Cohen's tyres will start to degrade because of the wear on his soft compound tyres. So he's already seen a line in those tyres indicating that they're wearing out. Oh, Kuhn can't be making mistakes like that. Very crucial not to make them because they'll allow Cameron to get closer and Mark to just pull away in the distance. So it looks like a DRS trade behind AJ. Nathan still hasn't got past him, and nobody's got DRS ahead of AJ because he's too far away. 2.1 seconds behind Jeroen Visser. And Nathan's going to the pits then. This could be an undercut attempt on his brother. This will cause a chain of events. Anybody else goes to the pits? No, they won't. So Mark will take P5, and Nathan then was hoping to undercut his brother. And let's see how his in-lap's going to be. So Ferg in P1 then, 1.4 second gap over Jeroen Visser down in P2, looking very good up there too. Just took the lead of the race. Could Jeroen Visser been a bit more aggressive on Ferg in that opening stage of the race? Could he have prevented him from overtaking him? As Kuhn's all over the back of Mark for P5, but he's on the soft compound tyres and those will start to come to an end soon, so I don't think that battle will last for long. Kuhn will start to drop away slightly, but looks like he's doing a good job as Kuhn. Really nice to see him race for Tier 1. You can see his tyres start to wear out. As you can see a line through there. He's getting closer and closer to Mark, but the thing is though, he's using more ERS compared to Mark, so that's probably explaining why. I think Kuhn needs to work on his ERS management because I could see him using it in unnecessary points, so he needs to work on trying to save his ERS later for the future because he doesn't really need to use that in the unnecessary places. He's made the same mistake in the same corner, but he hasn't got wide this time as he did on the previous lap. As the drop in Cameron's outside the 1 second DRS range, as Danny Boy's catching Louis Lad for 9th place, so this could be an interesting battle between both of them. Seems like he gained a lot of speed there too. And he might see an overtake, but we've got yellow flags. Cohen's in the pits, but we got yellow flags. Who made a mistake? I don't know who made a mistake, but it cleared up pretty quickly. So somebody's entered the pits. This is Jeroen Visser. He's going to try and do an undercut attempt on Ferg in first place. So Ferg's outlap is going to be really, really crucial. Where does Nathan rejoin in these? There is Jeroen, and there's Nathan. Interestingly, AJ stayed out. So AJ stayed out longer. The more he stays out, the more Nathan has a chance to undercut him. I'm pretty sure those soft tyres haven't got anything more left. But here comes Bompier on his fellow, the Mercedes driver. I was about to say fellow Dutchman, but he's not Dutch, it's Valor Fury. And Bompier has overtaken Valor Fury for 9th place. He's also on the medium compound tyres. Pepijn Strauss is the second highest medium runner. He's currently down to P6. He's behind Danny Boy, fighting for P5, but he'll pit soon because he's on those soft compound tyres. So Nathan then needs to pull out something. So does Jeroen Visser. Jeroen Visser needs a really good lap if he wants to undercut Ferg. While nothing's going on, we'll go on board with Ferg to see what's happening. There he is. Wow, this last season Ferg had a pit stop problem. Hopefully he doesn't have the same fate as he did last season. Who's his teammate? Mark in P4. I believe it was his teammate who caused that. And here he is then, comes the bus stop chicane. As he enters the pits then, is he going to go smoothly? I really hope so, because he's had a lot of bad luck in recent times. Is it going to go to plan? His teammate will take over the lead because AJ and Duval have pitted. And there they are then, he has pitted for a brand new set of the medium compound tyres. Will he get held up in the pits? Yes, just slightly. As AJ made his pit stop. Where's Jeroen Visser? I believe he's making his way down into turn 1 right now. Has he made it ahead of Jeroen Visser? There he is! Jeroen Visser has gone up into net P1. That's worked out beautifully for Jeroen Visser. Now he's going to maintain his lead. He's going to save a bit of ERS if that's even possible for him. Could be under a lot of pressure from Ferg behind, but I wonder how Ferg... Not only that, Nathan has got past AJ as well, so Nathan's another big gainer. As into the lead goes the racing point of Mark, who's looking very comfortable indeed. Look at that ERS status, look at that. I think he might. I think he could afford to use some because he's got a lot of ERS at his disposal. So I think he might want to use some. He's looking very comfortable, like I said, and he's just controlling the race. So if safety car comes into his play, he could potentially lead this race. As Very's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh dear, Isaro-kun! Oh no! Oh, where's he retired? Will that be a safety car, I wonder? Where has he retired? It's P1 obviously, but whereabouts in P1? A virtual safety car has been deployed. Oh dear, Kun. Oh. That's a bit of a relief for Jeroen Visser because he can start to save some ERS behind the virtual safety car, but Foul Fury is ahead of him. He needs to get past Foul Fury as quick as he can. And people have taken advantage of that, such as these guys. The medium runners have taken advantage of it. But is it too early? Can you do 12 laps on the soft compound tyres? It's not really... You don't want to go on the hards, do you? Indian Jesus on the soft compound tyres. The virtual safety car, when it ends, Jeroen Visser best hope he can get a good restart. And he does. He gets a mega restart. Ferg's all over the back of him. And he has to back out a bit, does Ferg. Oh dear, Foul Fury doesn't look like he's stable through Eau Rouge. And Jeroen Visser will have DRS because he was behind him at the detection point, and Jeroen Visser keeps his lead over Ferg there. So that was 10 times. It could have ended in the wrong place for Jeroen Visser, but it ended in the wrong place. Both contact was made between AJ and Nathan, both brothers. Both brothers will be fighting soon. I mean, literally, both fighting each other in their rooms. So Jeroen Visser is under massive pressure from Ferg behind. How well is he going to cope from the pressure from the second place man in the championship? We all know Ferg's not an easy person to shake off. But the thing is though, in Baku, Jeroen Visser did not buckle under pressure. So I think Jeroen Visser can manage under pressure from massive pressure from before. So if we can do that in Baku, we can do it here surely. Baku is more of a more of an overtaking place because the long straights of it. Cameron Dowles on the back of Danny Boy. Danny Boy did pit on a brand new set of the medium compound tyres, so he did cost Cameron Dowles. As we go back on board with Ferg, as Indian Jesus has overtaken Louis Ladd for P11. They could be wise about using his ERS in the exit. Ferg will be all over the back of him. If he does overtake him, Jeroen Visser needs to make sure he doesn't pull away from him like he did in the first stint. Because this is the fight that's going towards the end. There'll be no more chances unless the safety car will be out, but look at that. Surely he's going to overtake him. Yes, he is. That's very easy. I think he might be playing a strategy, is Jeroen Visser, because I don't think he used any ERS, so that could possibly be why he was so easy to overtake on a straight. Might be playing the long game here, as Nathan's overtaken Foul Fury, but AJ's desperate to try to get past him, and yet again he's being stuck behind him. That's allowing Nathan to just pull away, which he down the inside he overtakes him into Ravage. That's not Ravage, that's something else. Yeah, it is Ravage. Pepine goes wide, allowing Indian Jesus to get closer, but doesn't overtake him on that occasion. But using a lot of ERS though. You don't need to use ERS in unnecessary places, like I said. It's really crucial to save ERS. Oh, he's overtaken Foul Fury, has dual. And he's up into P6 as well. Judging by this, it looks like AJ's got a bit more pace than Nathan because he's caught up to him again. He's in the 1 second range of DRS, so it should be interesting for the battle for P4. They're both roughly on the same ERS. Yeah, they are. Both of them on the same ERS, as Krishna has spun again through P1, but didn't lose his wheel like Kuhn did. And I wonder if his front wing is still intact as his teammate goes by. I wonder if he's got any damage on the front wing, if he lets me see him. Will it let me see him? He's struggling for grip. Never mind, we'll go back on board with the most crucial thing. So Jeroen Visser, he knows he can't let Ferg pull away. Must be crucial not to get himself inside, outside the 1 second DRS range. And here comes AJ down on his brother. Hopefully it's a clean fight between the two. Don't want to see a fight in the room soon. And there he is then down the inside into Lacombe goes AJ. Ferry's made a move on his teammate for P12, and this time last season both Renaults made contact. But it's nice and neat for this time. It wasn't Louis Ladd or Very, it was somebody else. Cameron Dowles goes down the inside of Farrell Fury for P7. The Irishman being pushed down. He's on the old set of medium compound tyres. I'd like to explain why he's getting pushed down. Fury is going to be under pressure from Strauss. And that's going to be an easy overtake. You don't see overtakes happening here often, do you? And here comes a Ferrari around the outside. Indian Jesus makes it 3 wide. And guess what? They did not make contact. I wonder how they did make contact, because that was very scary moments there. As AJ goes down, Alpha goes down the inside, which is Danny Boy. He gets on the grass though. That's a spinner. That's a Mercedes. That's Nathan who's just spun. That's Danny Boy who's gone onto the gravel as well. So Nathan then has cost himself a podium. The championship leader has bottled. As we've got more fights going on, there's Steiny on the Renault. The Renault must pit because he's on the old set of medium compound tyres. That is Louis Ladd. I meant the other Renault of, where is he? Not the other Renault. It was Mercedes I was talking about. Yeah, Mercedes on the old set of medium compound tyres. He needs to pit soon. And Very's all over the back of him for 9th place. Should be easy because he's on a brand new set of softs compared to the old medium tyres. So it should be more easy compared to him. I wonder what happened to Nathan. Did he just make a mistake on his own? Not really like Nathan to be making mistakes like that. Here comes Indian Jesus around the outside of Pepijn Strauss. Both fighting very hard indeed. And the Renault's got past the Mercedes driver. Still goes side by. Oh. I saw that coming from a mile away as the safety car has been deployed. And guess what? Mark has... It's worked in his favour. This is absolutely amazing for Mark. He is going to be on a brand new set of softs. What a turnaround this race has been. I don't know whose fault it was. I can't really judge from that camera angle. They both, one of them did not survive the crash, by the way. It was Strauss who lost both of his wheels. But the safety car has been deployed and it's worked massively into Mark's favour. So this is played beautifully into the Racing Point's hands. I think Ferg will stay out. Yes, he will. He can't double stack. He'll definitely stay out. No, Jeroen's in the pits. Jeroen has gone in the pits. Obviously, both Racing Points can't double stack, can they? AJ does not go into the pits. Duel does not go into the pits. So has that been a bad decision for Jeroen Visser? Because the cars will start flooding in soon. Farrell Fury's in the pits. Here comes Jeroen out of the pits. He might get overtaken by Cameron Dowds. Jeroen's down in P6. Was it really necessary to go into the pits? I think it's crucial for him to get ahead of Steiny on the hard compound tyres. Yes, he has. He's came out in P7. Mark on a brand new set of tyres. He could get a podium or a win. Could it be a Racing Point 1-2? This is going to be a very interesting race. Jeroen are down in P7. Track position is crucial. I've only got like 8 laps to go in this race. So, who is going to win the Belgian GP? Will it be Ferg? Will it be AJ? Will it be Duel? Or could it be Mark? I think it's going to be the top 4. Jeroen are down in P7. He's got a medium runner of Cameron ahead of him and Very on the soft compound tyres. They're 3 laps old. So he needs to get past him as quick as possible. I think Mark will be all over the back of Duel. Those medium runners are going to be very nervous indeed. Well, while the safety car is out, I'll take a short break and I'll be back in a few moments' time. That's unlucky, Papai, mate. Oh, really a shame for you, man. Did not want it to end for you like that whatsoever, but I'll be back in a few moments' time. I was supposed to go to the toilet, but somebody's in the bathroom, so that's really unfortunate for me. So, left hand side of your screen, you can determine what happens the next few laps. I think the safety car will be coming in this lap, and I will check your comments, as it's unprofessional for me to go on the screen, but I have to because my laptop and phone ain't working to check the comments, so bit sorry about this. Safety car is in this lap, as I predicted, as Pepine is not happy whatsoever. Don't tell your college students about this. So then, Mark should be in a really good place. I bet he is absolutely buzzing that he's on these soft compound tyres. Oh, Stanley did not pit. He's on the hards. Why would you risk it? Bearing in mind though, well, not a lot of people pitted, but those guys from 12th downwards have pitted. Head Bobby's tyres are still in good shape. Ferg's prerogative then. I think he's gone away. Yes, he has. He's gone away for the restart. AJ caught nap. Well, I don't think he's caught nap at all. I think he's done well. As Giroud has got a... Oh, Giroud down in P7 has got a 5-second time penalty for collision with Very. And it's a 5-second time penalty. That's a lot of time too. Make our way down into La Source. Nothing really happening so far. Anybody making a move down there? No, they're not. Harvey's on the soft, so he's back in contention then to score some decent points here for tonight's race. And Cameron Dowles then has drifted a bit from Mark. There is Giroud Vizor then. He wants to make the overtake as quick as possible on the Renault driver. And he's made the move down the inside, but down the inside goes Stanley. Whoa, he's defending from Louis Lad. And Chris, and they're both exchanging positions, as there he is then. There's Bompia getting past the Alfa Romeo driver. We don't need another safety car, but they left space this time. As Danny Boy around the outside of the Haas driver. Oh, Mark, he's 1/10 behind, there he is. Mark is right behind Dubois. And he's obviously flying on those soft compound tyres. He needs to make a move right now. Oh, Dubois spun! Oh dear, Dubois fighting, recovering from the championship, has spun. He won't be happy with that one whatsoever. And Head Bompia out of shape coming out of there too. And Harvey's all over the back of Head Bompia. Whose fault was that then? Was it Mark's fault or was it Dubois' fault? Dubois will be scoring no points here tonight, sadly for him. And Giroud Vizor has used a lot of his EOS already. As Cameron outbreaks himself, goes off the track again. Cameron needs to stop doing that, and he's got a 5-second time penalty. That's definitely an advantage gained. Definitely needs to be careful not to do that again. And look at that, there's a three-way battle for first, not for the first corner. Down the inside goes the Ferrari of Indeed Jesus. Harvey Lees will try and sneak through as well. And Hash driver hit Bompia in a sandwich there. DRS is not enabled until the next lap. It could be a racing point 1-2 as Giroud Vizza has got past Cameron Dowds for P4. DRS is enabled next lap. That's when Mark will start to attack. It's going to be very interesting to see what Mark can do then. Can he fight his teammate? Sure, they're allowed to fight. They're allowed to fight, aren't they? There's no team orders down there. It's only a game. It's not real life, so yeah, he's definitely allowed to fight. Both racing points here getting their rewards. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Ferg or is it going to be Mark? Ferg's pulling away, but he knows his teammate will be coming after him soon. He just needs to get rid of AJ Wuhan before he can get to his teammate. And Giroud Vizza down there in P4 as well. Oh, Giroud Vizza might have cost himself a podium by doing that. Was that the right choice to go to soft compound tyres? In fact, it was the right choice, but he's just got a 5-second time penalty for collision with Very. Very's in P6 and a good place in in the top 10. He's got Steiny behind him, but he's got a penalty too for good measure. And Nathan's back in this fight as well. I wonder why Nathan didn't pit onto a brand new set of softs. He's got nothing to lose. Well, yeah, as the championship. Yeah, he's got the championship to lose. What am I talking about? But in terms of this race, he should have gone into the soft compound tyres because, as you can see, further down is on the soft compound tyres. And I expect to move right now on AJ. There he is then. He can turn off the ERS right now. He should have turned off the ERS. He's just wasting the ERS, yeah. He's up into P2, and Very's got past Cameron Downs for P5. And the Renault driver's moved himself up as here's Danny Boy trying to get past Nathan, but compromised his exit, and he's got the Ferrari on the back of him. Who is going to win this race? Is it going to be Mark? Is it going to be Ferg? It's a racing point 1-2. Where did Mark even start? He started down in P11. That's absolutely insane how he's got to P2. The tyres are 6 laps younger, and he's on the soft compound tyres. What can he do? He desperately wants to win this race. He needs to start getting that DRS zone and hunt him down and overtake him. Push the car as hard as you can because the car is light. Just see what he can do now. Either bin it or win it. That's my saying. But in terms of me, I always bin it. Here's Stein's lad. Cameron Downs has run out of ERS. Will he try and go around the outside of the Hash driver and the bus stop chicane? Yes, he will. And he moves himself. What? Has he moved himself up? Yes, he has. No, he's not. He's still around the outside. He gets a better exit as Cameron. And stays in P6. We'll try and fight back under braking as Harvey Lee sets the fastest lap of the race. Down in P13. And Dealwell is on a brand new set of softs, so he will go into the fastest lap. But Mark is not gaining on Ferg. He needs to start gaining on him. He's on a brand new, well, he's on a better tyre and younger tyres as well, so he needs to start pushing. As here comes Steiny, and here comes Louis lad. He blasts past one, but what about the other one? He gets 2 for 1 on the straight. Or has he? No, he hasn't. Steiny goes around the outside, so Steiny holds his ground and goes up into P6. Good defence from Styles like there. I thought Louis would just blast past them, both of them. And there's Danny Boy trying to find Nathan for 10th place for the final. Oh, had Nathan out of shape there. Oh, he's lost his front wing as well. Part of his front wing. Was that the Indian Jesus who's lost his front wing? Yes, it has. It was indeed Jesus to make contact, but still trying to fight on Nathan as the gap is 1.3 seconds now between Mark and Ferg. Can Mark win the Belgian GP, or will it be Ferg? This is crucial for the championship. I believe Ferg could lead this championship if I'm correct. I've got to ask him. The gap 40 points, so I think he is leading the championship now. It's Ferg if he wins this race. Oh, Cameron got to turn off the ERS, mate, as here comes Harvey Lees on India Jesus for P12. And down the inside goes Foul Fury, but he backs out of it as he gets 3 second time penalty as well. And Danny Boy fighting, and he's got past him as well, so he's lost two. He's lost a place due to that trying to go down the inside of him. Our two championship rivals are in P11 and P12, not really where they want to be. 2 laps to go. Come on, Mark. Let's try and do something here. Here comes Nathan on Harvey Lees. That's Foul Fury, sorry. And here comes Danny Boy, the Hash driver. And he moves up into P9. Nathan's got ahead of his teammate. Come on, Mark, do something. Surely. He used a lot of EOS, he has. The gap is 1.2 seconds. Can he be our new race winner of CRL? We had a last week's race winner. Can we have another one this week? I bet he's pushing as hard as he can to try and get past Ferg, but Ferg looks like he's holding his ground at the moment. And AJ still under pressure from Giroud Vizza behind, so the battle's not done yet for the podium. AJ's been hunted down by Giroud, who's using a lot of EOS. Tries to force him to move wide of the braking, making him very nervous as he sees the red arrow. That's what people do. Try to force him into an error as Foul Fury versus Harvey Lees is going on down at the bus stop chicane. Foul has the outside line and he's got past him for 11th place. And AJ then still stays ahead of Giroud. Our pole sitter has gone the way he wanted it to go, sadly for him. Can he appeal his penalty? I'm not quite sure if it was his fault or not. And Cameron is a sitting duck on the straight. He's moved up into P9, has Nathan. Foul Fury's coming as well. Yeah, but Foul Fury trying to go around the outside. Cameron's still fighting. He's not giving up. Oh no! That's so tight through there. And Foul Fury has been sent into a spin. Stewart is pitting for a fastest lap. The gap is 1.3 seconds now between first and second. So it looks like Ferg has got this in the bag unless he makes mistakes, of course. But here is Steiny on Very. I think Very's tyres are coming towards an end. As you can see, they're graining. So battle for P5 is still on between those two. Lando Norris would have finished 5th in 2019 if it wasn't for his mechanical problem. And looks like an overtake will be happening right now because Steiny's all over the back. Steiny down in 20th in the championship, and guess what? He's finishing in 5th in this race. If he can take it away from Very, he might be finishing in 4th place because Giroud's got a 5-second time penalty, so he still can get 4th place up for grabs. If he gets past Very, he can't afford to stay stuck behind him because he's got others behind him too, ready to make a move. Cameron Dowles is fighting as hard as he can. And we're on the last lap of the race. Giroud Vizza's penalty is a 5-second time penalty because he made contact with Very under the safety car. Very's got an 8-second time penalty, so yeah. And Very has been overtaken by Steiny. Dave's overtaken Cameron for P11. Christian's next on his hit list. Cameron's just falling down the order, sadly for him. He had a really good qualifying, did Cameron, but the race didn't go to plan. And the battle for the few points positions is on between both Renaults and the Alfa Romeo. Very's tyres are coming to an end as Danny Boy gets a better momentum coming out of P1, and down the inside he goes. That's a good move from him. Not a place you expect people to fight, but he's done it. Next one is Very as well. It should be easier because he's on the old soft compound tyres. Is Very. Oh! Danny Boy almost dropped the car. That was very close. In the wall from Danny Boy. Coming through Blanchimon. He's done it. Has he done it? Yes, he has. Oh dear. Look at that. Ferg wins the race ahead of Mark. And look at these cars fighting for the minor points positions. So tight, so close. And in the end, Steiny finishes at P4, so he's got ahead of Giroux Vizza. So Steiny, congratulations to him. That's his best result of the season. Finally gets what he deserves after times and times and times where he's made mistakes in the races. But he's finally got in P4, finally scoring good positions that he can lift himself off the championship, the bottom of the championship, and that is the race done. Indian Jesus gets the fastest lap, but what about Duwell? Will he take it away from him? Purple middle sector from Duwell as Harvey Lees recovers into 9th place. Nathan recovers into 8th after having that spin down at Stabilo. And Duwell then, will he set the fastest lap of the race? I think he will on a brand new set. More on the soft compound tyres, depending on what he saved in qualifying. Rouse the final corner, and he will set the fastest lap of the race. Did he though? I'm not quite sure. It didn't pop up. Oh, here it is. Here's the race results. So who took the fastest lap? It was Indian Jesus who took the fastest lap. So he'll get in that extra point. What was it? Duwell between... Oh, he was 2/10 off was Duwell, so he didn't get the fastest lap, sadly for him. Both Alpha Tires and both Williams having a horrible race after Kuhn crashed out at P1 and Charlie just retired. Yeah, both Alpha Tires and both Williams needs to come back stronger. And there's your race winner, Ferg, ahead of Mark, V_Mark. Thank you for that. I was trying to look for him and other people's names kept popping up.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for Mark to get in the podium interviews, then we'll have a conversation with the driver, starting from AJ upwards. Here he is then. Right, AJ, congratulations on the podium, mate. Much better race this time after a horrible race in Brazil and in Baku, or was it Bahrain? I can't remember which one it was.
I had a decent race in Baku, but Brazil was the last one. I don't remember exactly what was before that, but yeah.
So congratulations on P3, mate. No mistakes this time, although you did make contact with your teammate, with your brother. What was that about?
Yeah, it was a decent race. I'm gonna watch it back, see what happened. But at the time, I thought I had the line. I was ahead of him at the braking point, and I think he just turned into me, and could have easily gone side by side or even sat back and waited. But I'll look at it back and we'll see.
Was P3 all you could ask for today? Because I know you got some soft runners behind you. Were you very surprised when you get the soft runners behind you?
I mean, I had a decent battle with your own for a lap or two, who I always seem to have a good battle with, no matter what league or what track. But yeah, yeah, did well with him. I told him not, I knew that he'd be getting past me, so I thought I'd, let him pass, and he did fair enough to him. He kept it ahead of me. I couldn't catch him back up because my plan was to let him pass, and then in the final couple of laps, if he couldn't catch Ferg, because my plan was that he'd catch Ferg, and then I'd use DRS and try and overtake them both, but it didn't work out that way. Fair play to him. He's completely deserved that. Well done to him.
Definitely my drive of the day. And AJ, was that all you could ask for today, P3? Do you think anything more on the cards today?
Yeah, I mean, considering the circumstances, I feel bad for DeWill. He should have been in the top 5 as well. Something happened between him and Mark. I don't know exactly. But yeah, decent result from a teammate as well, Danny Boy. Great stuff on his full-time debut. And yeah, decent race all round. Pretty happy with it.
So this brings you back into play in the championship because Nathan and Harvey Lees didn't really get a good result. So it brings you further back into play, but also I think you might be third in the championship, back up to third. Do you think that'll be the case?
We'll see. We'll look at the calculations when we get there, but I'm pretty happy with it, yeah.
Yeah, were they your main rivals today to beat?
I think my main rival was pretty much everyone really. In practice, I was getting some decent times, hoping for more from getting better than Ferg in quali, but Euron pulled it out of the bag with that lap. Well done to him. Shame he couldn't have gotten a better result, but see how the stewards sort the penalty.
Before the first round of pit stops, were you ahead of Nathan before the first round of pit stops?
He pit early, like 2 laps early, which I found really strange for mediums. So I guessed that he was hoping for a safety car, but my tactic is always to wait as long as possible before I pit, just in case of that happening. But yeah, it was decent.
He seems like he had better pace than you on the first before the first round of pit stops, but all of a sudden it just changed. You were quicker than him in the second phase of the race, so were you surprised by that?
I mean, I know he had a couple issues with. I think he went off track and lost a lot of tyre wear, so I think that contributed a bit to it. But I think we're bound to have a good battle between each other, and pretty happy that we did have a few laps side by side. But yeah, fair play to him for having the pace he did.
Good, well done to you, AJ, mate. Back on the podium after dismal races in the past 2 races, but let's see if you can get back up there again in the next few races. But we're going on to Mark. Mark, started P11, mate, and you finished in P2. What absolutely amazing race. Your pace in the first round, well, before the first round of pit stops, were amazing. Up into P6 and just in clear air. Then when the first round of pit stops came, you were leading the race. How did it feel leading the race?
In the race, it felt pretty good. I mean, I had a strategy going into this race that did involve me going into Q3.
Yes.
But it didn't work out. So only positive, the only upside was that I started on mediums. So, and I just got a good start in the beginning. I passed 3 people immediately. And I just had the pace to stay with the soft runners in front.
When the safety car came out, I bet you were absolutely buzzing, weren't you?
Oh, I was. That was the same lap I was going to pit as well. And when I saw it come out, I was just, I have a chance to bring it back and win here.
When
I was absolutely stoked.
When you sat there in 4th place, did you think I can win the race? Did you ever mind you could win the race at all?
Yeah, I said I have the freshest tires, the best compound, and I'm just gonna full send it. And I had a chance to win the race.
Would you say you were a little bit disappointed, like you could have won the race? Would you say that?
I wouldn't say disappointed because the last person I had to skip was my teammate Ferg, and he's like one of the best drivers in the league. He had better pace on me. He had better pace than me on older tires and a harder compound. So I couldn't really do anything. I tried my best with the advantages I had, but I didn't catch him.
Starting at P11, were you expecting to be on the podium at all?
Not at all. My goal when I started P11 was, okay, I'm going to go into the weekend with the same goal I usually go into, which is top 10. And I just I had no idea what was coming.
Good tactics in qualifying too, with both of you slipstreaming each other. Were you? Was that always the plan heading into qualifying?
Yeah, that was the plan. That was me and Ferg recently getting into better communication, which we should do as teammates. So I think that's a good thing, especially for the future races. So yeah, that was what was in mind for Q1, 2 and 3.
Congratulations then, mate. P11 from P2, mediums to softs, fantastic pace, and you got yourself second place. So you should be really happy.
I'm stoked. And the racing point 1-2 as well. It couldn't be better.
Oh my god.
Maximum points for the team. And
Yep.
moving on to our race winner, Ferg, you won a fantastic race again, mate. Won another race. What can I say? Well, first round of pit stops, Giroud did the undercut on you. How did you feel about that then?
Was starting the race. I was really surprised in the first stint at my pace. Really surprised because we've been doing so many bloody practice races, you know, the short qualies and stuff, and then going into a 50% race, and then we all do a little like couple laps of the practice start, or like a practice like couple laps, or whatever.
Yeah.
And never in those did I pull away like that. I was very shocked. So obviously I was cozy, just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly, no like safety cars or anything. When I saw him do the undercut, obviously I needed to pit, but the 1.5 second gap, I knew it was going to be tight. I didn't think he would overtake me, but I got held up a little bit by AJ in the pits. The Alpha just coming into the box in front of me. It wasn't too bad, but obviously I let Jeroen get ahead. At that point, obviously it was just like, yeah, let's get back in front. Got back in front, the safety car came out. I gambled on staying out firstly, obviously because Mark was pitting ahead of me, I didn't get held up.
Yeah.
And secondly, there was only like 6 racing laps after the safety car, and I knew like at least 5 other people would stay out as well. And being the leading car, obviously, I just have to put gap to P2. I don't have to worry about anyone else behind me, and that's what I did. And then obviously I was buzzing. Mark was in P4. I was thinking he was going to get the win. If he got to me, I wouldn't have battled him too hard to let him pass, obviously, so we didn't lose time to anyone else. But I assume, because he had to get past a few people, that his tyres were just going off in that 1.3 second window when he was behind me. And obviously the mediums spread out a lot longer, where the softs, they go off really fucking quick. So yeah, buzzing, obviously. Buzzing.
Thank you for that. You've answered all my questions. But in pole, it's alright. In Q3, I bet you were frustrated not to make it to the line in time.
Yeah, a little bit. I was, to be honest, more frustrated that I didn't give Nathan a tow because obviously me and Mark were planning it, and then Mark didn't make it through. So neither did Farrell for that incident at the beginning. So me and Nathan decided to team up. You know what I mean? Enemies going head. Top 2 of the championship, or top 3 of the championship, going head to head, giving each other tows. I messed up giving him a tow, but he graciously gave me one, which got me the P2 spot. On the second run, I knew it was going to be close, but I couldn't just give up giving him a tow when he gave me one, even though I didn't give him a tow. I failed the tow, but the attempt was there, even though I didn't make it. So it was pretty embarrassing, but it wasn't the end of the world. Starting P2.
How does this make you feel for the championship then? You feeling more and more confident now? Because I believe you got a massive gap now. Well, I think you've overtaken Nathan.
Possibly. I don't think it'll be a big gap to Nathan. But yeah, I know some good tracks of mine coming up: Spain, Austria, Hungary. So yeah, I just need to just do what I did today. Really, just find a good setup, good pace. No mistakes. Actually had no mistakes in this race, which is great.
Good, mate. I'm really, really happy for you.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, nice to see you back at the top step. Do you think you can win this championship this season? I know it's too early, but come on.
It's quite early. We're just past the halfway point, I believe. So obviously now it's time to start thinking about the championship. But yeah, I put myself in a good position winning 2 races that I'm not too great at, which is Russia and Singapore. So getting that's kind of what Dougal did last season. He did really well in his bad tracks, and then excelled in his good tracks.
Yeah.
I basically just need to emulate that. But obviously, it's going to be difficult with the likes of everyone in the bloody grid. Everyone is rapid. I hate.
Congratulations to the
Do what we
top three. It's a good race. Congratulations to Ferg, Mark, and AJ Booth. Next race, where is it, AJ?
Austria.
Yeah.
Austria.
Oh, this could be a good
Yeah.
track. How are you feeling for that, boys? Well, one at a time. We'll start with Ferg.
I really like the track, and it's a high chance of rain, so. So yeah, good.
And what about you, Mark?
I'm quite confident Austria. I know my quality pace there is quite good, so I definitely need to work on my race pace, but I'm excited.
And your opinions, AJ?
I feel the same about it, the same I did with Belgium, where because I've not touched it for a while, I don't expect it to go too well for me, but after a bit of practice, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the pace is against everyone else, and see if that helps my confidence. I look forward to it.
Well, thank you for that, lads, for your time in the comments box with me. Have a good night and see you all
Thanks for
next week.
hosting.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, mate.
See you all later.
Cheers.